It is going to bring heavy rains and also strong damaging winds to our area as we go through your Saturday and also your Sunday morning. So we've been talking about this all morning. If you have anything outside, especially Christmas decorations, you want to make sure they're anchored properly, securely, or bring them inside, especially those fancy Christmas inflatables. So here's what we got going on. There's a severe weather threat for the area. The Storm Prediction Center has leveled up here. We're at a level 2. As you take a look at the legend here, a slight risk, meaning a few thunderstorms will have the capability of turning severe, and a few rotating storms are certainly possible, and that is for the entire area. Enough share in the atmosphere where we could see that scenario play out as that Gulf low gets closer to us. So here's a look at the storm hazards for this weekend, and this is really into tonight and also tomorrow morning. So we're looking at frequent lightning, inland spots in terms of wind gust between 35 to 45 miles per hour, and then coastal areas much stronger between 35 to 50 miles per hour, even stronger than that. And that can certainly cause some damage to areas, especially if you have things outside that can be blown around. Now, heavy rain widespread between 2 to 4 inches. A lot of models are showing that, and I feel comfortable with that agreement here. But isolated areas could pick up between 5 to 6 inches. So low-lying areas could certainly see some flooding as we go through tonight into early Sunday morning. Now, with the stronger thunderstorms, we could see small hail. That's certainly possible, and 1 or 2 spin-ups as we go through tonight. Now, the wind speeds right now, not awful. It's been breezy all week, and especially with the high tides, we've been seeing some coastal flooding, some beach erosion, and that'll continue as those winds get stronger through today and tomorrow. But as you can see here on your screen, we're looking at wind speeds at 16 miles per hour in Melbourne, Cocoa Beach, 13 miles per hour, as well as New Smyrna Beach. Now, inland areas, winds are slowly beginning to pick up now, again, out of the east. We're looking at 10 miles per hour in Leesburg and 9 miles per hour in Orlando. So anytime we have a northeasterly or easterly winds, especially along our coastal spots here, the East Coast, that can continue to just push up that water, and that can cause some damage along our coastal zones. So wind gusts, again, not awful right now, not really dealing with strong wind gusts, but because of the potential for strong winds as we go through today and tomorrow, there's a wind advisory in effect, which expires early Sunday morning along our coastline. And you can see it highlighted in that light blue. That's the entire coast where that wind advisory is in effect. Right now, the latest wave heights above normal, we're between 8 to 9 feet along our coastal areas, and the wave heights will continue to increase as we go through the day and also tomorrow morning. So coastal impacts. Do want to talk about this, especially to our coastal communities. We're looking at a high advisory or high surf advisory where we could see 5 to 9 feet, large breaking waves, coastal flood warning where localized beach erosion likely. And we have been seeing that already in the past couple of days. Now, a gale warning is also in effect. We have a small craft advisory in effect, high rip current risk. So seas between 11 to 17 feet expected. So boating conditions, not the best. It's just really not the best. And that is going to last as we go through our Monday. So wind gust. This is the potential. This is what this modeling is showing. So as we go through the 2 o'clock hour, notice along our coastal spots, we're around 30, 35 miles per hour. But look what happens as I advance it. We're going through the early evening hours into tonight. Now the winds have shifted out of, now we're looking at a southeasterly wind. So it's going to be kind of humid tonight too with that heavy rain. So the potential is there where we could see 40, 45 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour along our coastal areas, and between 35 to 40 miles per hour wind gusts over our inland spots. And that'll continue as we go through early Sunday morning, lasting into the late Sunday hours or Sunday morning hours. Now, the rain or the heavy rain will continue to diminish as we go through your Sunday morning. Still heavy in a few locations, but not as widespread. But the winds will remain in place as we go through your entire Sunday. But Sunday afternoon is actually looking much drier, so it'll give us an opportunity to dry out, but clouds will remain stubborn, so staying pretty cloudy as we go through tomorrow. Now, Your planning forecast for today. Low rain chances as we go through the morning hours. It's actually misty in a few locations. I actually just got off the phone with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells, and he was telling me in his area it's pretty misty. So we're seeing that setup right now ahead of that heavy rain. A few light showers are possible through the morning, calling for a 30 to 40%. But as we go through today, the rain chances will continue to go up, and I am calling for 100% during the overnight hours, meaning everybody in Central Florida will see that soaking rain. So you could see here that hourly rain coverage just gradually going up as we go through today. Now, as we take a look at the forecast highs, our normal highs for this time of the year is in the lower 70s. So we'll be around that for today. We're looking at Orlando 72, Melbourne 74, New Smyrna Beach 72, and Ocala even getting into the 70s too, the lower 70s. So let's go ahead and talk about timing. This is important because many of us, there are so many events planned for the weekend, and unfortunately because of the active weather we're expecting, canceled a lot of those events. So if you have any last minute Christmas shopping to do, right now, up until noon, your best bet. Afternoon, that's when we'll begin to see scattered heavy rain. And then after 8 o'clock tonight, that is when the worst of the weather will begin to develop across our area. So I'm talking about damaging winds, and I'm also talking about the heavy rain. So, okay, let's go ahead and time it all out here. So as we go through the morning, closer to lunch, you could see there we're beginning to see that heavy rain moving into the area. The reds, the yellows, the oranges over Orange County, portions of Volusia County, and Sumter County and Lake County. So the heavy rain will be in and out as we go through today. And then close to the 4 or 5 o'clock hour, we'll continue to see that. But then look at this, around 8. That's when we're expecting that heavy rain to just blanket the entire area, and it is going to pour in many spots. So expect that, and that is going to continue as we go through tonight up until midnight, around the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock hour, early Sunday morning, and then we'll begin to see things slowly dry out. Now, as we get closer to 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, again, this will be tomorrow morning, scattered heavy rain is still certainly possible as that Gulf low continues to pull to the northeast. Again, we can still see the heavy rain continue over the area. Now, we're at lunch on Sunday. Plenty of clouds. It's still windy, but it's looking much drier, so it is going to stay dry or pretty dry as we go through your Sunday afternoon with a few light showers possible, but that's about it. Many of us will remain dry across the area, which is great because it's going to give us an opportunity to dry out. Now, rainfall potential. This modeling is showing many spots picking up to 4 inches, a little bit more than that. And that's your coastal areas. We're looking at Daytona Beach, New Smyrna Beach, also Cocoa Beach, and Melbourne picking up about that. Now, as we look at our inland areas, Leesburg, Orlando, Sanford, even Lakeland, picking up a little bit over 3 inches. I also want to mention that November and also December, even January, are our driest months. We don't usually get a whole lot of rain. The last time I checked for Orlando usually picks up about 1.09 inches for the entire month of December. We're going to exceed that in less than 24 hours. So a whole lot of rain heading our way. We're not really used to that for the time of December, but we're looking at a wet weekend ahead. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Now, because of the active weather that will be developing over the area as we go through today, tonight, and tomorrow morning, it's a weather alert day, and it's also a weather alert day tomorrow, really the morning hours. So I am calling for a 60% chance for that heavy rain through the afternoon. It goes up to 100 during the overnight hours, and temperatures will be mild in the 70s, and we're looking for a 50% during the morning hours, looking much drier Sunday afternoon. After that, when that Gulf low continues to move to the north and east, it is going to be drier. The sunshine returns to the forecast, but also we are looking at a much cooler work week ahead. We'll be starting off in the 40s. Again, your morning temperatures Tuesday and Wednesday getting into the 60s, and then a little bit milder as we head into your Thursday